Good afternoon, everybody. Peggy Hubbard here with the installation of Straight Talk. It is January 3rd, 2018. I've been booted off of Facebook for 30 days because I wrote a piece, and what got me kicked off is I said we black folks are losing our cotton picking minds, and apparently that triggered some snowflake out there to deem cotton-picking minds as being racist. So Facebook reviewed my post, and they deemed it as a hate speech and therefore racist. And a black person cannot say cotton-picking mind. It is considered and deemed to be racist. So here I am, kicked off Facebook for another 30 days. So I will be off Facebook for a total of 60 days. I just finished a RIP 30 days. I was only back on Facebook 2.5 days when they sanctioned me again, and now it's another 30 days. So I will not be back on Facebook, if at all. I'm really thinking about walking away, building up my YouTube channel here, and also getting me a website put up. And I'm going to need help with some people, from people that can guide me in the right direction of what I need to do. I'm going to keep this thing rolling as long as I possibly can. Today's topic is feminism. Now, I got a lot of flack about the Ashley Judd, the Pussy Posse is what I call them collectively. People said, Peggy, you have such a strong voice, strong black woman. Why aren't you standing up for us in feminism? Well, let me tell you this. Feminism has never done anything for me. Anything that Peggy achieved and strived to be was done by Peggy, not by feminists. So I don't feel like I owed the feminist movement a damn thing. Everything I did on my own. I faced sexual harassment on my own. I went to another woman who was higher up and reported sexual harassment in the workplace. And do you know what this woman told me, who was very high up on the ladder of where I worked? She told me that she had to go through it, therefore I should suck it up and go through it if I want to make it in this career. That is what feminism gets you. I was told by another woman, powerful woman, that was high up in my career that I was in, that I needed to suck it up and just deal with it if I wanted to make it in the field that I was in. See, that's what feminism does. It tricks you. People say, or women say, we should be allowed to do everything a man can do. Ladies, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I cannot do everything a man can do. I cannot pee standing up. A man cannot give birth to a baby. I cannot fix a car. My husband, God bless his soul, cannot cook on the stove without setting off the alarms. So we cannot do everything a man can do. We can't. And to put that condescending statement and feed this to our girls, our young women today, is a lie. Feminism is the worst thing that ever happened to womanhood, in my belief. I cannot do everything a man can do. Now, when I went through my situation of sexual harassment, I did not wager my sexuality on a statue like Miss Ashley Judd did. You can have my sex, and I'll have sex with you if you can get me a role that will guarantee me an Oscar. See, my virtue was not for sale. I did not want success that bad where I had to sell a piece of my soul and myself just to get ahead. That is what she said. And now she's being touted, or she's being championed rather, as a champion of women's rights because she said, I was not going to let Harvey Weinstein have sex with me unless he got me an Oscar. That puts a bad taste in my mouth as a woman, and no pun intended. But it does. My virtue is not for sale. My soul is not for sale. As soon as it happened to me, and it happened to me twice, sexual harassment, I didn't wait 5, 10, 15 years, 30 years, 35 years, 40 years to come forward and say that I was being sexually harassed by this individual. No, as soon as it happened that day, I went to someone and say, hey, I got a problem with so-and-so. He's touching me inappropriately and I'm trying to do my job. He's bringing up all these sexual innuendos and I'm trying to do my job. And for this woman to tell me, because she went through it, I should suck it up and go through it too, was unacceptable, unimaginable. And you want to talk about feminism. And we want to talk about how strong we are and we're stronger than men and we should be treated the same. But yet we have another celebrity, Joy Villa, who came forward and said that a Trump campaign worker slapped her on the ass. And we have a man in Las Vegas where she was slapping him on the ass. But it was okay for her to do this man this way because she's a woman. But when the tables are turned, now it's bad and I want to go file a sexual assault case. See, you can't have it both ways. You can't holler you're a feminist and you turn around and do the same thing to men. I will never be a feminist because I don't believe in their cause. We have women over in Iraq right now that are removing their hijabs, flinging them around as flags. And we have women here in the United States, mind you, putting on pink hats and protesting for imaginary oppression when these women over there are being beaten, stoned, bludgeoned, stabbed, disfigured. They are suffering from real oppression. And we as women over here want to put on pink hats, genitalia costumes, and say we are oppressed. Your oppression is as far as you allow it to be. When I was being sexually harassed at the workplace twice, I didn't sit back and take it. I didn't sit on my hands and wait for this person to run for office, wait 40 years, 30 years and say, oh, by the way. No, I brought it to the front and center and put it out there. Yes, it cost me my career. But you know what? I still have my dignity in place. I still have my pride in place and intact. So for you feminists out there that say that I have this strong voice and I should stand up for women's rights, weren't you standing up for those women out in Iran and these other places that are being oppressed? They are suffering oppression, and yet the pussy posse is not saying anything about it. Meryl Streep, nothing about it. Deborah Messing, nothing about it. All these social justice warriors that are out there protesting for women's rights, imaginary women's rights. Like I said, how am I oppressed as a woman? I get to vote. I get to drive a car, fly an airplane. If I want to, I can swing on a pole. But yet here we are. We're protesting in America as women for imaginary oppression when women overseas are actually suffering Muslim men are grabbing, groping women in Berlin, London, France, Sweden. They're being accosted. But you don't hear anything from these feminists here in the United States. Because you know why? They're full of crap. That is my take on feminism. Don't sit up and tell me as a woman what I need to fight for when I've been fighting myself all my life. And as soon as something happens to me, I didn't sit back and wager myself against a statue. I lost a career. I lost the income and I lost a position. But what I do have still is my dignity. This is Peggy Hubbard giving everyone the straight talk. Everyone be good to each other. Take care.